Yo, what is good, YouTube? It is your boy Swiftly back with another NBA 2K25 video, and in today's video I have another episode of Rare Builds for you guys. As you can see on your screen, today's episode we are creating a 3-point forward. So with that being said, let's jump straight into the build. Now obviously you have to make this at the small forward position, otherwise you won't get the point forward name or wing name in your build name. For height, I went 6'8" on mine's. Weight, I went 219, and then for wingspan I went 7'4" on the wingspan, and that's only because this build doesn't have like super high shooting, but obviously you can change this if you like. You can go lower on the wingspan if you want a little bit more shooting. I opted for, a little bit better stats, like, rebounding wise, and things of that nature. So, defense wise as well too. So that's why I went with the longer wingspan. Don't care too much about shooting too much, because this build is going to be all around. You're going to be able to impact the game on all facets, so that's why I went with the longer wingspan. Getting into the attributes, we're going with an 84 on the close shot, we're going with an 80 on the driving layup, and then we're also going to have an 80 on the driving dunk, so we're well rounded. I mean, you can play around with this if you feel like you want. You can go 75 or 80 on the layup and then go higher on the dunk, but I want it to be, just well balanced. If I get pulled out of my dunk, I want that high drive and layup, so that way with physical finisher, I know that I'm going to be able to make the and one or follow through with the contact and not be bothered too much by, physical play. So that's why I went 80-80. Then for the standing dunk, we also went 45 to get those standing dunk animations, and then the post control, we just threw 51 on there because that's what we had left over. For the shooting, we have a 68 mid-range, which isn't that great, but for the three ball, we do have a 78 three ball, getting us bronze, Deadeye, and silver set shot specialist. Plan to use that +1 for our tier 1 to slap onto set shot specialist, so we could be a little bit better of a shooter. And then you can always go up to an 86 on the midi, but we can only put +5 on that. So at best we can go up to a 73 mid-range if you feel like you really want to be able to shoot the mid-range shot. If not, we're totally fine with just that 78 three ball, because that's the name of the game anyway. Everybody just want dunks and three hunting anyway, so it doesn't really matter too much. And then I slapped an 80 free throw on there. For those of you who like to play rec, you need that 80 to 85 free throw. For those of you who only play park, then obviously you could just get take that free throw away. I would go at a minimum like a 75, because you want to be able to knock down your free throws. It's nothing worse than playing rec and then seeing some dude with a park build come in and brick the free throws. He's holding the ball for the free throws to get fouled at the end, but then he can't even make the free throws. Please do not be that guy. Just throw a little 80 free throw on your build. It costs absolutely nothing. It is super cheap anyway, and you're most likely going to put a mid-range or three on your build anyway, so it's not going to cost you anything to just go ahead and slap your free throw up on that build anyway. You know what I mean? Moving on to playmaking, we do have an 89 on the pass accuracy, because obviously we're a point forward. Then we also have an 86 on the ball handle, and then we have a 75 with the speed with ball, getting a silver lightning launch, silver ankle assassin, handles for days, and unpluckable, as well as bronze bailout, gold break starter, silver versatile visionary, and gold diamond. So we got adequate enough playmaking to run the offense if we need to run the offense through us, because we are going to be a point forward, right? Then moving on to the defense, we do have a 64 on the interior defense. We have an 85 on the perimeter defense. We have a 60 on the steals, just so that we can play those passing lanes. Not going to be doing too much reaching, just making sure we stay in front of our man. Good defense doesn't necessarily mean steals. Good defense just means shutting down your opponent or your matchup and not letting them score. And then finally, we got a 78 on the block, which is going to get that paint patrol and high flying denier, so we can come in there, get some chase down blocks and whatnot. For the rebounding, we are going with 80 O-board and 80 defensive rebound, because I want to be able to snag on either side, especially at 6'8" small forward. You are going to get put at the power forward sometimes, so you want that 80-ish rebound so you can actually come down there and help your team out. And then of course, if you do want to tweak the build, you can get up to a 92 D board on this build. So if you feel like, well, you know what, I want gold rebound chaser, I want to really be a snagger, you can always tweak the build and get a 92 defensive rebound, which is partly due to that maxed out wingspan that I went with. So if that's something that you're looking for, you can always drop your old board down to whatever the minimum is for 80. Well, let's see what is the minimum for 80. what is the minimum? So the minimum for 80 D board is 45, and then you can always slide that up to 92 and tweak that if that's what you want to do. But like I said, I want to be able to snag on either side, especially because we're not going to have super high 3-ball. I'm going to be sliding down on a build like this, like backdoor, just to try to sneak in and get some offensive rebounds, especially with the physicals that we're going to have, which I'll go over next. So we're going to have an 80 on the speed, we're going to have an 80 on the agility, we're going to have an 84 on the strength, which is really nice as well. It's going to help us with playing that defense. You see that movable enforcer, brick wall, silver box out beast, and physical finisher that I talked about earlier about that 80 layup. But it's also going to get us Hall of Fame strong handle, so we'll be able to muscle our way to the rim. You throw a +1 on that, you're looking at legend strong handle. You're moving everybody out the way, and you're getting to the rack at ease whenever you want with that 80 driving layup and that 80 driving dunk. And then finally that vertical, which is going to go all the way up to an 80 on our build, which is why I told you guys I put that 80 O board on there, because again, you're only gonna have a 78 3-ball. If you're really good at shooting, you'll be able to make that work. But if you're kind of shaky, you're gonna be able to slide out of that corner and make your way back door to sneak in there for some O boards. Again, like I said, 80 speed, 80 agility with an 80 vertical and silver rebound chaser. If you decide to put, you know, your rebound up to, you know, a 92 or something like that, or even if you decide to use a +1 on rebound chaser and get gold rebound chaser with that O board, you will be able to come down there and snag with that, you know, speed and vertical along with that rebound chaser badge. So that is something to look into as well too if you're making some type of build like this. And then of course we see our shades of, which we see Bob Dandridge, we see Denny Avdija, which is kind of weird that he's still on the Wizards because I think he plays for the Trailblazers now. And then we also see Michael Bridges, which of course is kind of weird that he's still on the Nets even though he's on the Knicks. And then of course we have our build name, the 3-point forward. So there you have it. This is my 3-point forward build for NBA 2K25. Please be sure to drop a like, comment, and subscribe for more NBA 2K25 content. And of course, more rare builds like this. I'll catch y'all guys in the next one. Peace.